Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 26th of February 2023. Today's video is Islam and the hunger for power. What's going on in Iran got me to make this video. And the reason is what's happening in Iran is not just happening in Iran, it's actually happening all over the Islamic countries, or the people in the countries that majority of it is Muslim. They call it Islamic country. Anyway, uh, what's happening in the Islamic world today is very much was happening 1400 years ago, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm choosing Iran because you could say Iran is the spearhead, that it's taking the initiative today or nowadays to destroy this ideology. Of course, there will be a price. They are paying heavy price, but one way or another, one day, this ideology has to be totally gone. The world will be a better place without this ideology. So let's examine what is happening today and what was equivalent or what happened 1400 years ago. Human laws, it can be changed, it can be modified, and nobody will have any problem with that. The reason is it's human idea, and it can be changed. However, when you claim something coming from the Almighty, there is no, you cannot compromise on that. In any religion, in any faith. So I'm going to give an example, which I did also in the Arabic video. That example, let's say, in the country of Israel, a Jewish judge, a devout Jewish judge, devout Jew, and this man, his son, murdered another person, and he has to preside over the case of his son murdering another person. If this judge does not apply the law that came from God, which says in Judaism, if you kill a person, you ought to be killed. The price, even one person for another person. You killed, you ought to be killed. That's it. But the judge is the father of the murderer. What if this judge finds a way to bend the Ten Commandments that he believes is coming from the Almighty to his advantage, to let go of his son, not to get him to pay the full price that another person would pay, which is to be killed? I believe the whole country will stand up against this judge, and they will call him a corrupt judge, because you're applying the law of heaven, which is the Ten Commandments, that you believe in, that they are coming from God. You apply them to each person, each other person equally, but when it comes to your son, you are actually establishing another standard. This is what's happening today in Iran, and it happened also 1400 years ago. So let's examine that. Iran have, since the death of that young lady Mahsa Amini, who was killed by the police, by the authority, many people have been captured, put in prison, tortured, in some cases raped, to discourage standing against authority, to show that you stand against me, you will pay a hefty price. Your daughter will be raped. Your wife will be raped. So that it makes many people think twice. Young people, your sister will be raped. So if I feel me talking out, my daughter will be raped, or my sister will be raped, or my wife will be raped, I'm not gambling with my own well-being. I'm gambling with other people's life and the damage that they will suffer for the rest of their life if this happens to them. So, this is happening in Iran. However, those who have backbone, okay, they were let out so quickly. The one lady, an actress, quickly, she was arrested and quickly released. A writer was arrested and quickly released. A movie producer, arrested and quickly released. Journalist, arrested and quickly released. Why these people were released? I mean, if they are the people who are pushing the young people to go out and demonstrate, and they themselves demonstrated as well. So, according to the level of conscience in Islam and according to the teaching of Islam, these people are spreading mischief in the land. Hence, the penalty is to chop their hands and their foot from opposite direction. Chop it off. If you chop the right hand off, you chop the left foot off, and then you hang them on a cross to die slowly, to be a testimony to those who are going to change their religion or not to follow the authority. So, in my opinion, and I think this is the right opinion, those who, let's say it's something wrong happening and the people are demonstrating, I think that's fine. But if you demonstrate and go out and destroy public properties without any reason, yes, you should be arrested and you should pay for that. But these people are demonstrating for a reason. A young lady was killed without any reason because they roughed her up in jail. Her parents said she was not sick, she had no health problem history, and suddenly she died. Something happened. Something happened. And the people are fed up of that. And those who are well known, whether they are actor or actress, writers, journalists, spoke out. And that agitated more people to go out and demonstrate. So these people are directly, the journalists, the actors, the actress, more responsible for the agitation and the demonstration than the average person. So if you are going to hang or chop the hand and the foot of an average person because he is spreading mischief in the land, you ought also to do the same to those well-known people, whether they are journalists, actors, actors, writers, whoever. Otherwise, you're applying two types of law. One for, they call it one for thee, one for ye, or something to that effect. You're not fair in a way. You knew the authority in Iran, and not just in Iran, in all the Muslim world, this is happening. All right? You're applying, you're compromising, because you know very well, should you rape an actress or chop the hand off of a writer or a journalist, it will be a huge problem. Why? There are many journalists all over the world that they will stand with these people. Actors and actors will stand with these people, and the pain that they will cause, it will be hasten the downfall of the authority. It will happen so quickly. So what you're doing now, you're compromising. Is that right? If it is a law from God, as you proclaim, and you apply that equally, I have no problem with that. It's barbaric, yes, but you're applying it to everyone. I have no problem with that, really. So now, you have one group that quickly arrested and quickly released. Another group were released after about a couple of months, few thousands. These, I believe, these people were the ones who are, his father is a judge, her mother is a well-known journalist. These people were let go quickly also. And now one group on BBC, they are asked to show remorse. If you show remorse, we will let you go. There is nothing in the religion says if a person who is spreading mischief in the land and this person show remorse, that you should let him go. You are actually changing the standard of the religion that you yourself say it's coming from above, coming from heaven, from God. You are distorting the word of God. How is that for a religion? So, this is happening today. Let's go 1400 years ago to see what was there a situation like that before. Yes, there were a few actually, but I'm going to speak only about one because of the time. There was a man, his name was, I'm going to put that in the description box if you want to read the hadith for yourself and see how it's interpreted. His name was Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh. This man accepted Muhammad, that he is a religious leader and he is receiving revelation from God. And because Muhammad was illiterate, this man was an educated man, so he was always with Muhammad. When Muhammad claimed that he received a revelation from above, he will give that person the revelation and the person will write it down for Muhammad. Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh, one time, as Muhammad was giving him revelation, he ended the revelation for Muhammad. He put his own words for Muhammad. And Muhammad told him, yeah, that's how it came from Allah. So this man kind of started to have kind of doubt. And few times after that, he tested Muhammad and he put his own words as it is Quran. Not what Muhammad told him. He changed it and he gave his own words. And one said, oh, that's fine, that's good. If it's coming from heaven, if it is written in that's what Muslims believe. This Quran was written in heaven before the creation of man. If it is written in heaven and sealed, how can a man like that change words? And Muhammad tells him, oh yeah, that's fine. So the man, he started to have doubt. What is this? I'm giving my own words. So in that case, maybe God, Allah is also revealing to me. And if Allah is revealing to Muhammad and revealing to me, is not better than me. We are both receiving the same revelation. So if he's prophet, I'm prophet too. And if he's not receiving anything and he's making it up in his head, I'm making it up in my head too. He's not better than me either. In any case, if in this situation, Muhammad is not better than me. If he is a prophet and receiving revelation, I too am receiving revelation. And if he is making it in his head, I'm making it up in my head as well. And he is not better than me. So he denied Islam and he left to live in Mecca. This was happening in Medina. However, when Muhammad invaded Mecca with the sword, he gave few, I think it was 6 people, I cannot remember the exact number, but anyway, few people Muhammad gave direct command to be killed, even if they hold to the Kaaba, that holy site, that Muslim, that black building. It's covered actually with cloth. So any person would ask for mercy. That was the tradition in Arabia before Islam. If a person commit a crime and he goes and he holds the cloth of this building, they will not apply the death penalty, or he will be forgiven because he's asking for mercy. Until Islam came to conquer Mecca, and Muhammad gave a direct order for few people to be killed, even if they go to hold to this cloth of the holy site of the Arabian people. Even if they did that, they were killed. They were taken out and murdered. But this man was a smart man. So what he did, he didn't want to be killed. He went to his, what in Islam called a nursing brother. That means when he was a baby, there was a mother. Let's say it's complicated. One woman, when she has her baby, she does not produce enough milk. There was no formula back then to go to the supermarket and buy baby's milk. That was not there. So that child who his mother does not produce enough milk has to be given to another woman who has a baby and she produces extra milk. So that mother will help to nurse the baby, give him milk. So he and her baby become brother and sister. If it's a boy and girl, actually they cannot marry each other because they nursed from the same mother. They become brother and sister, so they don't marry. And they respect that very much. You become my brother forever. You are considered blood. So Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh, this man, who was writing for Muhammad and left Islam, he went to hide, not to hide, ask his nursing brother, who was the third caliphate later on, to talk to Muhammad not to kill him. So they went together to Muhammad, and the third caliphate, he was not yet third caliphate, but his name was Uthman, the third caliphate, spoke to Muhammad in the mosque, asking him not to kill this man. Muhammad couldn't say no. Why? Because Uthman was a very, very wealthy man. And money talks a volume. He was a very wealthy man, and he was the one who was actually supporting the military operation for Muhammad. He was the one who is paying for the army. You exclude this man, you are in big trouble. So he came in public and he asked, please don't kill my brother. So Muhammad made a frustrated move 3 times, and then he dismissed them. He dismissed them frustrated, because according to the standard that he brought, if a person changed his religion, he ought to be killed. But he couldn't kill him. Then he spoke to his people that he was meeting with in the mosque, or praying with in the mosque. He said, there was no one of you like smart enough to see my frustration, or the exact word similar to frustration, to stand up and smite him, chop his head off. So they wonder, Prophet of Allah, you didn't give us any signal to do that, like wink your eyes or do something to show that we should do that. So he told them that a prophet cannot give a signal like that. You ought to understand it yourself by yourself. And if somebody understood and stood up and chopped this man's head off, he didn't give the order, so Ottoman cannot really object. But if Muhammad gives the order, then Uthman goes against him, the third caliphate. The money will be against him. There's no money coming. The army will go to Uthman, and Muhammad himself is in trouble, not Uthman. So he had to compromise. He was hoping that one of his close follower stands up and do the job, and it will not be on him. That was another guy, stupid guy did it. So he compromised, because nobody done it. He had to let him go. He didn't apply the law that he established, that whoever changes his religion, kill him. But he was frustrated with his followers that no one done it. So compromising. Why? Because he had to save his seat. Should he had killed this man? There are many other examples, but I'm giving this as a prime example. Should he had given the order to kill this man, he would have compromised his position in authority, because many people would stand against him. The financiers would stand against him. He had to let it go. The same today happening in Iran. They are not applying what they call the word of God to everyone. So we thank you very much. We hope to hear from you. Please subscribe, please share, and write a comment. That helps the channel. See you.